Hello again, Internet. Welcome back to HemingwayLand.com, your source for quality, affordable land in the state of New Mexico. Got a new property we're going to talk about today. This is reference number CBNM 4137, located in Cibola County in western New Mexico. It is a scooch more than 10 acres, 10.31 to be exact, and it is priced affordably at $9,000. So before I get to it, this video up top here is a drone video of the property. As with all of our drone videos, they're going to be replaced by me talking. Video that you're watching right now. So if you would like to view this, get a sense of the property, the terrain, the surroundings, just scroll all the way down to the bottom of this listing page. This video will be located below the photo gallery. Okay. All right. So with all of that said, let's get to it. This specific 10-acre property is a combination of two adjacent 5-acre parcels, lots 92 and 93. So this is already a pretty good candidate for buy one, resell the other type of thing. Or of course you can just live on or take advantage of the entire 10 acres yourself. Whatever the case, these are the corresponding parcel numbers and account numbers that relate to these lot numbers. And as with all of our properties, if you click on these GPS coordinates, it will bring it up here on the Google Maps. All right, so before we get to talking about the specific 10 acres, let's show you exactly where this is in relation to some other things in Cibola County. So for those of you who aren't aware, Cibola is a largely rural county. There aren't really any major cities in Cibola. The county seat is Grants over here. Grants and Milan would be the sort of most happening towns within the area. Whatever the case, these two towns are roughly, 30 minutes, 30 miles from the subject property. Of course, if you're looking to do grocery and supply runs, you're going to have some areas a little bit closer, such as Ramah over here, which is only about 15 miles, something like that. Yeah, 15 miles, 15 minutes. Northwest of the property. This specific piece of land sits with what I'm calling within the shadows of the El Morro Monument. For those of you who aren't familiar, El Morro is a national park. You can kind of see one of the larger rock formations out there, pictured here in this video. But if you come down here on our listing page to points of interest, first link that we have right here is to the El Morro National Monument National Park website, where you can learn more about this area and specifically see the sort of camping trails, petroglyphs, things like that, historical significance, all the things out there that you can take advantage of. And again, that is just 5 minutes, 5 miles from the subject property. All right, so let's talk about where exactly this is. So this property sits within the Pine Meadows Ranch subdivision. Pine Meadows Ranch used to literally be a ranch back in the late 70s. The owners, I guess, got sick of being ranch owners and decided to sell the whole thing. Before they did, however, they subdivided most all of the 3,500 acres into 5-acre parcels. So pretty much everybody who owns land out here was sold at least a 5-acre parcel. So of course, having 10 acres, you're going to have more land than most of the people who own property in this area. We had purchased some land in this subdivision back in November. My expectation was that given how rural this area is, I expected that, it's 6 or 8 months it'll sell, but it won't sell quickly. And within 30 days, we had sold all 3 of those 5-acre parcels. Of course, those 5 acres were priced at $4,500 each, priced in a 10-acre at $9,000. This may sit a little bit longer, but if you're interested in this property, I would encourage you to act sooner than later because if recent history is any indication, I'm expecting this will sell pretty quickly. Anyway, all right, so let's go to satellite view and just talk about where this is. So the specific property sits here off of Deerfield Drive. It has road access on both its western boundary as well as its southern boundary. These 10 acres are roughly this piece of property right here, with one 5-acre property being like this and the other 5-acre property being like this. Pine Meadows Ranch is a pretty rural area out here. There aren't a lot of people living in this area. You'll occasionally, if you really study this map, you'll see things like homes like this that are built out there, or you'll see little structures that looks like a trailer that's out there. Or down here at the end of this road, you'll see there's a home right here, some kind of structure right here, some kind of structure right here. So there are people living out here, but it seems to me, based on the conversations I've had, most people who buy land out here tend to use it as sort of camping, recreational property, visit it once a year, stay 3 months type of thing. So if that's your desire, obviously you can buy the property and you're not going to have a lot to worry about. If you do want to buy this property to build on it, we'll talk about that in a second. What I should say, however, is that if you're looking to purchase this land, it's best to scout the property first. I encourage anybody who's going to buy land from us, even though we have things on our website like photos from Pine Meadows Ranch and drone video of the property, I always encourage people to go out and take a look at the thing themselves. So The best way to do that is just bring this listing page up on your smartphone, click on these GPS coordinates. Your smartphone should give you turn-by-turn directions out to the property. If you're worried at all about cell phone reception when you get out there, you can always bring this up on Google Maps. Just click on the directions button, enter your start point up here, and you should get turn-by-turn directions, which you can then print out and take with you when you scout the property. Anyway, all right, so let's get back to this. In regards to using this as a recreational property, very easy to do. There's a POA out there, a Property Owners Association, that governs most of this land. From everything I've seen, they're not incredibly strict. They have rules. I don't know if any of these rules are enforced. From what I've seen, from what I've heard, it doesn't seem like they are, but you know, whatever. Point being, they collect about $50 a year, which is, you know, very low for a Property Owners Association. Most of that money is used for road maintenance. I will tell you there is, however, also a community well out there. So if you're just going to buy this property as a recreational property and you know, you're wondering about how am I going to get water out here, communal well, number one, is one way. There's also a local tribe, I believe it's a Navajo tribe, that will bring water out and sell it to people out there. So if you've got a holding tank, you know, they'll bring water out, you can store it there, etc. Let's talk about, though, if you're buying this land as a property that you want to build on, some sort of rustic retreat, some sort of cabin, some sort of home away from home type of thing. Here's some things you need to know. Number one, a lot of people will call us, they'll call our offices and they'll ask, can I do this, can I do that? And my response is always, you know, I just make sure that I can convey clear and marketable title, and I try to be conversant in zoning law, things like that. It's always best to reach out to, you know, depending on the property, reach out to county government, or in this particular case, reach out to the Property Owners Association and ask them these questions directly. So we try to provide a lot of good resources here on our listing page of ways that you can research this on your own and do your own due diligence on this. So first off, we have here under POA regulations, we have a PDF with all the covenants and restrictions that govern this area. If you click on this, it's going to bring it up here. Now, of course, this was written in July 79. This is the most recent document the county has. So it's, first of all, these are all pretty broad. There's nothing super specific here, but it'll give you a good sense of just the basics about subdividing, about things like sewage and water and things like that. So this would be a good place to start as far as research, number one. Number two, we also have down here two pretty helpful links. One is to the Pine Meadows Ranch's POA. They have their own website. And if you click on that link, it'll bring up this. Here you're going to have contact information for the POA. You can reach out to them, you can email them, you can call them, and you can say, here are my plans, here's what I want to do, can I do it? Whether that's, you know, and by the way, if you want to build a house, you're probably going to have no problems. If your goal is to build a tiny home or a shipping container home or something like that, you should always reach out to these people and talk to them first and make sure that's something that, you know, that they will even allow within the area. Simultaneously, we also have a link to the Pine Meadows Ranch's owners Facebook page. You get on here, you can chat with people who actually live out there and who actually own property out there, and you can ask questions and you can learn more about the land out there that way. I should also mention we have some new links on the website that will help with the research. The New Mexico State Engineers website. If you're looking to go out there and you want to drill your own well, put your own well down on the property, this is going to be an excellent resource for learning about water table depth within the local area, within Cibola County, specifically within this area. Simultaneously, we have links to well drilling information as well as permit applications. So all of these things are linked here, here, and here. You read any one of these things, you're going to learn a lot more about what it takes to put a well in on a property in Cibola County. All right, with all that said, let's just talk about the buying process for something like this. When we sell small dollar properties, I expect most people, particularly if you're buying a $2,000, $3,000 property, you probably don't want to deal with the extra expense of a title company. So we have a credit or debit card checkout. Simultaneously, I expect anybody who's buying a $50,000 property is going to want to close through a title company, is going to want to make sure that their money is escrowed and that it's not released to us until such time as the property's been recorded into their name. The cutoff, the financial cutoff, which I expect most people are going to fall into one of two categories, for me is about $10,000. We will close on this any way that the buyer wants. He with the gold makes the rules. In fact, if you come to our How It Works Buying From Us page, you can learn more about these two methods. The first for properties under $10,000 and the first for properties over $10,000. Again, this is what we typically recommend, but we'll accommodate anyone's comfortability level. whatever the case, here on the checkout page, we have the price is $9,000, but there's an earnest money deposit of $500. What is that? Well, basically, you click the Buy Now button, and we're going to ask you for $500 down because I don't anticipate most people are going to either, one, have a credit card that they could charge $9,000 on, or two, would be more disposed first to closing through a title company. So we're just going to collect $500 from you immediately, and then we'll call you and say, how do you want to close on this? And if you just want to close it with a credit or debit card and you want to split it out over 3 cards, we can do that. You want to do a wire transfer, we can do that. You want to send us a cashier's check, so on and so forth. Or if you do want to close through a title company, then we will do what's recommended here on the Buying From Us page, which is we will draft a sale purchase agreement. It's going to look like this. Click on this, you'll get a sense of what our sale purchase agreements look like. It's going to look like this. Basically, you sign it, we sign it, and then we'll submit it to a title company, and we will let them do the rest. Once again, however the buyer wants to do it, but we do want to collect at least some amount of money down first. For the record, if this is something that you want to pay with a credit card or debit card or a wire transfer, and you give us $500, we're going to expect the rest of the money within, let's say, a couple days of putting the money down. So if your goal is to put the money down and then hope you hit the lottery in the next 3 months, please don't do that. Just put the $500 down when you are prepared to pay for the thing in whole. And just to answer this question, no, there is no financing on this property. We're looking for a cash buyer for this with the entire $9,000. All right. Hope all this was helpful to everybody. If you found it helpful, give us a thumbs up, like the video, etc. Subscribe to the channel, and we will see you in the next video. Thanks again for watching.